trend trader because I follow all the other fishes. And a line gives me all the confirmations I need. So he's kind of an interesting one because he doesn't need any reason. He just needs to draw a line, like a vertical line. And that's all the reasons he needs, because he thinks like, yeah, if here's a test and here's a test, of course, it only makes sense if price comes to this point here, of course. And because I drew this line on my MacBook Pro, and then, oh yeah, what the hell? That's crazy. So of course, what happens to the trend fishy is he's getting induced, right? So how does it look like though? Easy stuff. He draws an imaginary line of 2 points, and he thinks on the third touch, it obviously needs to move in this direction, because of course this smart guy in here drew this line. Of course, it needs to react from that line. Of course, doesn't it? It makes full sense. This guy, again, just needs a line, and then he thinks he's good to go. But of course, we need to dig a little bit deeper into what he does. So on a chart, it looks like that. Of course, makes total sense. The price reacts all the time of this line because, again, the smart guy just drew the line in here. So it needs to react from that. That's obviously how price moves. Hopefully not, right? So guess what? We dig a little bit deeper, so we look at their stop losses. It's the same exact thing. So he enters on this imaginary line in here. He puts his stop below the next valid structure area as well. Okay, so let's look at it again of how that works on the same exact example. Getting a little bit familiar right now, doesn't it? So of course, first things first, the breakout trader is entering, being all happy about his entry. Now the retest trader or the reversal trader is coming to place. Look at this guy now. Look at this smart guy creating this trend line in here. Also, like, what is this as well? It's also a break and retest for the reversal trader, but it's also the imaginary line for the trend line trader. Interesting, isn't it? So guess what? And again, wait. I'm guessing you can start to predict the future now. What should happen to those people? So you know what's next, right? So what should happen after that? Pretty obvious, isn't that? So in order to stop out all these fishies, what is going? There we go. Right, in the extreme case, all of them lose money. So guess what? There's your tube. So again, it's easy stuff. So they're drawing all these imaginary trend lines, and here building the trend, of course, sounds totally legit. Remember something similar at all the examples so far. They all had this little exciting, huge candle at the end, right? And guess what? Choop. After all these people being built up in the wrong direction, right? They're getting a final inducement to the high side to make them even all more excited. You get even this final break or retest, and then of course they're getting all stopped out. And if you look at it closely again, it's the same thing with the break and retest trader, with the breakout trader, with everything. It's literally always the same shit, but they're having all the different reasons. So does it click right already? Right? It's always the same, but the result is always the same anyways. Give them false reasons to execute a trade and then stop them out afterwards. So how price would actually move, again, is giving them the false entry here, then giving them whatever, the retest in here, right? So they're building a new trend line of this, right? So then again, the reversal trader enters in here as well because there's a new reason. Stop losses below here, below here, below here. Breakout traders entering short in here, then again retest traders entering here, the trend line. The stops lie above this area though, then they're grabbing this stop, and then they can go lower again. It's always the same exact thing. You just need to identify and understand how they build that shit up when the most people are inside, and then identify their stops, and that's the logical next area they will go for. And at some point, of course, that's the basics of the basics right now. We don't even did any content so far. That's everything we just showed you so far is just logic. But guess what? Already we can put our glasses off and look behind the matrix and figure out what is going on.